Finding the next hot copper and gold stock has become one of the key trends on the ASX in recent months, and given the fat profits made from such stocks over the past year, it is little wonder investors are so keen to find the next one. A combination of the strong outlook for copper, the booming gold price, exploration success and takeovers has made copper gold companies some of the most lucrative bets for those chasing outsized returns. But with so many of these stocks having already run hard, finding one which is yet to take off has become increasingly difficult. The hunt is being made even more difficult by the rash of recent takeovers in the sector. The windfall profits made on New World Resources, where investors have more than tripled their money on the back of the competing takeover bids for the copper explorer, highlights the size of the prize for those who pick the next target. Investors chasing these stocks say there is a set of criteria which is to be met if there is to be real upside in the share price. These include management with a successful track record, a project in a Tier 1 location, well-established mineralisation and preferably a resource, substantial exploration upside, and an aggressive drilling program which will underpin strong news flow. With this in mind, several analysts are now putting the spotlight on Cygnus Metals and its Chibougamau copper gold project in Canada. Chibougamau may be challenging to pronounce, but there is nothing complicated about the project. It has a measured and indicated resource of 3.6 million tonnes at 3% copper equivalent and inferred resources of 7.2 million tonnes at 3.8% copper equivalent. And this is set to be updated later this quarter, taking into account the host of strong drilling results Signis has announced in recent months. The updated resource will include for the first time the new Golden Eye prospect, where drilling has returned bumper high-grade gold assays. With a market cap still well under $100 million, drilling results pointing to strong resource growth and high-quality copper-gold projects being so keenly sought after, it is easy to see why analysts are pumping out bullish research reports on Signis. In a new report published this week, Euroz Hartleys recommends Signis as a buy with a 23-cent price target. This represents substantial upside from the stock's latest price of around 9 cents. Euroz analyst Kyle D'Souza says investors should pay attention to Signis because copper is red hot and this could be the best kept secret in North America and it's about to get its boogie on. D'Souza says if the copper price does not excite you, the gold will, given that 3.5 million ounces at 2.2 grams per tonne was mined in the area as a byproduct of the copper. Signis is also the first company to use downhole EM at the project, which is dominated by massive sulfides, he says. D'Souza notes that Signis owns the only processing plant in a 250-kilometre radius. Signis Executive Chairman David Southam is a highly experienced resources and finance executive. He led Mincor on its highly successful journey before it was taken over and has held numerous senior executive positions in ASX resources companies. Signis is also a member of the so-called Parsons Stable, a group of resources companies led by Steve Parsons and Michael Naylor. This is the duo behind runaway ASX copper explorer Firefly Metals and Chilean silver explorer Andean Silver. Having just raised $18 million in a share placement, Signis is drilling flat out in preparation for a resource update later this quarter. Southam believes Signis has one of the best copper gold projects in the Western world. There is clearly immense scope to grow and upgrade the project's resource on the back of Corner Bay and Golden Eye, he says. Given this potential, we want to move as quickly as possible on the exploration front and advance our study work at the same time. This comes against a backdrop of increased M&A activity in the copper space, which demonstrates that finding high-grade copper-gold projects with infrastructure in mining-friendly jurisdictions are rare. We just happen to have one of the best. Broker Canaccord says investors stand to triple their money in Signis, with analyst Paul Howard putting a 30-cent price target on the stock. Howard particularly likes the look of the Golden Eye gold prospect, noting there is already an access ramp to within 150 metres of the mineralisation. Development ceased due to low commodity prices in the 1990s, he wrote in a recent research report. With gold now at all-time highs, Signis is looking to capitalise with a maiden resource this year, given Golden Eye is seemingly more dominant than other deposits around the Chibougamau project, in our view. We see potential for plus 1.5 million tonnes of material. At 5 grams per tonne, this could deliver plus 250,000 ounces. D'Souza shares his enthusiasm for Golden Eye. Golden Eye is a high-grade mix of copper and gold, with a mill in care and maintenance just 3 kilometres away, D'Souza says. Results continue to define a consistent and coherent gold-copper system with a grade and scale to support mining. One can see how this single ore body could materially change the economics of the project. While this remains a copper-gold story, results like this make us think, how many more of these are there? One thing is for certain, this is a management team that will find out either way with their aggressive exploration approach. They say timing is everything in investing, especially in resources stocks. and it would appear that there is no shortage of experts who think Cygnus' time is about to arrive.